Yeah, but you look like you don't go. This person with this person with the name 297284 has not changed to his or her official name. Phone number 297284. You should try and change to your official name.
Yeah, sorry.
Good afternoon. All.
Come.
We are welcome back to class.
Good afternoon.
How we change this ID now?
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
We have 27 persons. Let's just wait some few minutes, see if we can have more numbers.
Now who the lecture you with?
My
friend there.
I can take.
The person with phone with 297284, you can change to your official names.
Okay, change name. Okay, sorry.
For the purpose of attendance.
That's why he made emphasis that when you write a book,
No change.
No change.
Welcome.
Let's go back.
so we're about 32 participants now. You can start, please.
Okay. There is a suggestion that we can start this class because we have 32 participants plus me. I am participating too, so we are all 33 now. So we will start. We may not go too far because like I told us earlier, we are already coming to we are already yeah, so it's a CPS, can you? All right, she has muted now. I heard her complaining about CPS. So we will just look at one or two things, and then tomorrow, because the way it's structured now, I doubt if we would have a formal time for revision. So I'll see where I can get to today, and then we'll just use 1 hour tomorrow to either finish up if we don't finish up today, or we do a run through of all what we have done, just like a revision. Then I'll be done with us. We are welcome back, and I'm happy to have us back with us. I would try to continue from where I stopped. I know we had discussed a little about economic strategies. how do we make our economy better so that we know we are getting closer development. And then we said we should be able to diversify our economy and not depend on only one product or one sector to sustain the economy. We should also have laws, policies that will drive us towards industrialization. We should consider trade liberalization with other countries so that we can engage in international trade. We also told ourselves that we should develop our financial sector, strengthen our financial institutions, expand access to credit so that people can have resources to carry out their business. Please, can we
Please,
mute our microphone?
mute your mic if you are not the one talking? Please, please.
297284. Please mute your microphone. Please, whoever the host is should mute that person. Who is the host for this meeting now?
That's Saturday. Happy Friday.
Ima, please, if you are the host, mute those people that are making noise.
Host is SS Master Zoom Admin.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling on Ima. Ima. Thank you. Who else is making? Please, this 297284 should mute her microphone or his microphone. Iwodi Lucy, please mute your microphone. Uzoma, please mute your microphone. I don't know if the admin is still there. You would have muted every person so that we can be sure of who is speaking. Uzoma, you have not muted your microphone yet. I'll be happy if you can do that. Thank you. At least the class is a bit quiet. Although Uzoma is yet to mute, but it's a bit quiet now. So we'll continue. We said these are strategies that we should put in place if we want to arrive at economic development. So we may look at something else. If we are done with economic aspects of development, maybe we'll touch briefly on the social strategies. But perhaps I should just ask if there is anything we have said thus far that is not clear enough, or if there's any question you can ask now. I'll just give you a minute to do that. Then we proceed with social strategies.
I think the silence means we are good to go.
Okay, if the silence means that we are good to go, it means that we are good to go. We will proceed. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I had to attend to 1 or 2 things. So we are back now. So social strategies we'll look at. If we want to drive development, what are those things about our social life that we would need to improve upon? And like I said, if we have known what the challenge is, it is easier to find a solution. It's like working backwards. So we said, number 1, we should have improvement in our education and in our training. You remember some time ago, we were talking about human development as a model of development. And the thought is, if you can develop human beings, forget about any other thing. A human being that is developed should be able to develop everything around him or herself. So I think if we invest in our education, in our training, vocational training centers, and our higher institutions thereabout, you end up building a society that is enlightened, that is educated, and the thought is that our education should help us develop. I think that is the basic for that. So while we are focused on improving education and training, we should also pay attention to our health care. All right, we should ensure that people have access to health care, and the health care we are talking about should be qualitative. It should be of good quality. So if we are training health workers, fine. If we are funding health um, if we are funding health services and other infrastructure that will promote or make our health services better, that will be good. So whatever work we do, if we want to develop people socially, we should pay attention. Maybe it's inside. We should pay attention to their health care. I think some people will even say that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, something like that. I don't know how true it is. How does health translate to wealth? Can I just pause here? Let me see how does health translate to wealth? Can we have discussions on that maybe for some few seconds or some few minutes? Or why do we think improvement in healthcare can lead to development?
Well, my understanding, sir, will be that a healthy person will be mentally, physically fit to be able to be productive, which is why there is that saying, for my understanding. Because if you're not healthy, you cannot be mentally sound, you cannot be physically fit, and you cannot be productive. An unproductive nation can never strive. A nation with unproductive manpower can never strive.
Okay, that is great. Rosemary, Edru, I can see your hand is up. Maybe you want to say something.
Yes, sir, I wanted to, but I think you said almost everything. So when you're in health, health incorporates mental, psychological, emotional, and physical. So when you have all of this, there may be more that I do not know. So when you have all of this, sorry, my background is a bit noisy. So when you have all of this in place, there is a possibility that you will not be hindered in what you want to do because you're fit physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and otherwise. Thank you.
Okay, that seems to be perfect, except if somebody else would want to say something that has not been said. Okay, if nobody is saying anything, I can only assume that we have said all that can be said, and we understand the link and the relationship between having good health care and having social development. Whatever it is, you need people that are strong to even work. You need people that are healthy to do one or two things to keep the economy going. So if we want to develop socially, we must improve on our health care. The third point there has to do with social protection programs. I think we also discussed this yesterday as one of those indices we can look at and develop. I just saw a post on the group that the financial aspect of it, one can use the money for treatment and invest in something. And I think that is very true. Most times when people are not feeling fine, they spend a lot on drugs and some other things. These are finances that can be used to develop other aspects or other areas of their life. So that is very true and it is well noted. So our social protection programs should not be taken lightly at all. It should not be political because most times when we are talking about social investment, social protection in places like where we have, most of it becomes political. People are just going to the market, especially let us wait for 2027 when it is time for election. I think there was one election that they were going market to market and distributing things, giving people money as part of social protection. I really don't think that is the best position of it, but by and large, we should have programs that can protect people socially. It's in this class that we talked about something like unemployment benefit. Even people that are unemployed, they should have something to live on. Because if you don't take care of them, they are the ones that will cause us problems. We talked about elderly people. We should have a way to take care of them. We should have a way to support them and things like that. If we are able to do that, we would improve on their social life and would ultimately be driving ourselves towards development. We can't develop if our people are not protected socially. So whichever way we look at it, we should be concerned about those that are vulnerable in the society. Some people will say that women are vulnerable. Me, I don't know how true that is, because the moment a mention is made of people that are vulnerable, women will quickly say that they are vulnerable. And I don't know. That will be a debate for another day. But people that are challenged in any way, that are vulnerable, those that are sick, those that are aged, those that are disabled, those that you know that the physical and the natural environment and happenings around them have made them disadvantaged compared to others. We need to find a way to protect them, to make them feel good, make them also participate in what happens around them. So that should cover for social protection. And then if we want to develop socially, one of the strategies will be to ensure that we are driving ourselves towards gender equality. I don't know. Gender equality and gender equity. I think the whole of yesterday we were discussing, we were telling ourselves that equity is better than equality.
Yes.
So in this case now, yes. So in this case, we are talking of gender equality. Do we think it should be gender equality or gender equity? Which do we think will be best?
Gender equality.
I think gender equity
Why do
should be
we?
the. I think gender
Okay,
equity
let
should be
us
the
take
best
arguments.
because
Okay,
if it
let
is
us take
equity,
arguments for both.
if it is equity, it will mean that opportunities and resources will be shared. Everyone will enjoy same opportunities, same resources. But if it's equality, my
Okay,
sisters, all my sisters on this platform will agree with me that if it is about equality, biblically, God created man before a woman. By the way, but for me, I feel equity should be more. Before my sisters on this platform will begin
We
to
didn't
Wait.
agree, we didn't agree with
Let us not anger our sisters. So we say, what do you think? Is it gender equity or gender equality?
I think equality is the best. because it will be fair.
Why do you think equality is better?
Because
okay, so now you don't like. Yes,
I'm hearing you,
because
sir.
yes, I'm trying to get your reason. You say because, so I'm waiting to get your
I
reason.
say because equality, it will be fair, it will be equally. Everybody, if you say 50% of a team, everybody will take equally. But if you say in the other side, maybe the portion may be given to laugh will like it, but so will not like it or will not prefer taking it. So I prefer equality is the best because it will be fair without offending anybody.
So sir, let me come in. Let's
Okay,
start
I
thinking.
have offended our sisters now. No, Miriam, Madamu, your hand is up. Ralph, let's listen to the
Okay, good
ladies first.
afternoon,
Now,
sir.
they say ladies first.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Miriam. Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, I feel that gender equality is the best because when you talk about gender equity, you are giving more advantage to the less. That's the disadvantage. For example, now if you're in gender equity, if you're talking about the most vulnerable, they are the women. And if you're going to give the women chance under gender equity, you're giving them like 60-40, the women 60 and the men 40. But if it's under gender equality, we are giving them equal chance to access credit and any other thing.
Okay. So in this case, we are telling ourselves that equality is better. I still have two hands up. Manasseh.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let
sir.
me take your input. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I personally, I would have preferred the gender equity to gender equality.
Okay.
We have
reasons.
been advocating for gender equality for years now, and it hasn't yielded anything. In fact, it's even worse than when there was no gender equality being advocated for. Reason being that when we talk about gender equality, even women themselves, whom we are thinking they should be able to measure up to the men and then become equal in everything, don't like themselves. But when you talk about equity, definitely there is a chance where the resources and everything can be given based on who you are, not minding whether you are a woman or you are a man, whether you are a child or you are an adult. Let there be equity to everybody. That's my take. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Manasseh. Madam Precious. Madam Precious, I can see your hand. I am Madam Precious. I go ahead. Precious Ifan.
Maybe her network.
I think her network. I think we discussed
maybe
this thing
network.
last year, me and Precious. For 2 years, we have not finished that discussion.
Okay.
So she wants to continue it today.
For me, sir, if they have looked at these two terms carefully, equity is more.
Okay. Precious, I think Precious wants to talk now.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Precious, talk now.
I think she's having network issues.
Gone. So you said if they look at
sir,
it,
so can I say something, sir?
I was saying something, sorry.
Oh yeah, okay, Raf, land before
okay. I was saying if they look at these two terms carefully, that equity carries more weight and is more favorable than the equality. Women themselves, this equality that we talk is just semantics and it's just on paper. Because at times, even as in the house, they themselves know that they can't contest household leadership with the men. They give it to the men. So if they are talking of equality, if we should preach about this equality in all sphere, There are areas that they themselves will say, no, 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 we are not equal to the men. But if it is equity, the resources, the opportunities will be the same. So for me, I feel that gender equity is more favorable for women than equality.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
I think somebody posted that equity is the best. Women will tell you about gender equality until hard work or hard job comes in. That is when they will bring in gender roles. That's true. They shift it to the men. It is the men that can do the hard work.
Okay, sir. So
Somebody else just posted that women are not wired for too much hard work, but some women still do those hard work. Only a few, But that's fine. So Tiakosu, your input, or is it
yes, sir.
Tiakosu first?
Okay, so sir, yes.
Okay.
So usually, I think, and the idea of gender equality comes in as a result of discrimination, where men feels everything belongs to them, and then the woman belongs to the kitchen. Actually, I try as much as possible to avoid this discussion, be it in class or in the office environment, because it generates heat. So now, what gender equality is trying to achieve is that what is good for a man should also be good for a woman.
Okay.
If you feel you as Dr. Otene should be the HOD, then Sewesi should one day to become a HOD. It shouldn't be that, okay, you now say, oh, it's only the male lecturers that will be HODs, and then the female ones should be assistant, or no. But then, on the other hand, we also, like somebody made a point where he said men were first created. It means when you go by the theory of creation, a man is ahead. But then that does not mean the person who is assisting you, now, you now say, okay, let me just give you only 20% and then I will carry 80. For me, gender equity is always the best, because if, for instance, I'm giving a bag of cement to carry with for instance, Jennifer or Madam Precious, on equality, every man to himself, God for all.
Anastasia always say.
Yes.
You understand? All of us will carry our
No, I
own
was
bag of
asking if
cement.
they can give all of you equal bags of cement to carry.
Okay.
So if I am
But
carrying
then,
a bag of cement, Mwese should also carry a bag of cement.
yes, that's in the equality now. But then, when it comes to equity, we now understand that, okay, it looks like Fire has more strength than Anastasia or Lovett or Precious. So let him carry one bag, then we will divide the other bag so that Lovett and Precious will carry it. Everybody is giving according to their strength. Yes. So for me, I always align with equity. In a work environment, immediately you start telling me about equality, there's a way I shift the work for you. If we are supposed to stay, don't tell me about equality, and then when we work till night, then you start telling me that your husband is at home. I will tell you, let's do it together. Let's finish the work. But then when we start talking about equality, equity, I will understand that you are married, so go home, I will finish the work, or we'll continue tomorrow. That's my take on that, sir.
All right, that is interesting. I don't
That's
know.
a wrong take.
Maybe
That's a wrong take.
okay. Is that a wrong take? All right. So what will be the right take now?
Okay, sir.
Somebody is
Hello.
Rosemary.
Sir, can I talk, sir?
Rosemary is asking. Rosemary is asking of who will pick children from school. Okay, yeah, Miriam, Madamu, please, you are still on. You want to say something?
Okay. The last week I just spoke about why women should not be head of department. In a department, if a man can be head of department, why can't
I just hope you heard me, man. I just hope you heard me before you are commenting, man.
You did
No,
not.
he didn't say that.
At the last, he didn't say that. That's not what he
Okay,
said.
let's calm down.
Mm.
Okay, let's calm down a bit, because it's as if some people are already angry that okay, Juliet, let me hear you. I've not heard you today.
So at times we consider some things as classroom activities, not the real sense of it.
Okay. Okay, good morning. Good afternoon,
Okay,
everybody.
Juliet.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
For me,
Yeah.
when it comes to this topic, gender equality, I try to shy away from it. But the reality is done on us, just like Fayam said, that gender equality has to do with when it comes to power. I think that is what the women are advocating for. Because somehow they are vulnerable when it comes to the working environment. They are not allowed to rule the men, because they have, right from the days of the Bible, they have said the woman is a helpmate. So they feel that the woman should give a support. But there are things that, there are potentials that lies in women. If you give them the authority to work on, or that power, there are things that you begin to get from them that you would have ordinarily not gotten if you relegate them to the what? Behind. But when you give them authority and power, or authority and power, there are things you begin to see them. Now, I heard a woman saying that, okay, Mrs. Yolame that was telling us that a woman, she learned how to organize her office. Now, that is the authority of power. Now, you have given her the authority to be equal with you as a man, and then when you come to her office, you discover that the organization of the office is more different from a man. I said, women are just policy in power and in authority. Now, if you bring it down to the home, it's because when you say a man can do, a woman can do, it's not. When you bring it down to the home, a woman cannot do some things that a man does. And then, for me, equity is better than equality. Because when you bring it, apart from when you shy away from the power aspect and the authority, you bring it down to the home. There are things a man can do, a woman cannot do. You bring it to the other environment, paying of school fees and other things. A woman can do, you can do because you have a good job, but bring it down to that place, you cannot. You can't play the role of a man. That is my stake on this. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. I think we have debated this enough. I don't know if except if somebody has something else to say, but I think we can move ahead. The good thing is this: if there is something that a man can do and a woman can also do, there is no need saying it will, let me not say there is no need. It will not be nice if we reserve it for the men alone. For example, like this HOD something example that came up. It's not like he said a woman cannot be HOD. All right. But if a man can be a HOD and a woman can also be a HOD, why reserve it for the men? Even if it comes to equity or it comes to equality, it should go around everybody. All right. We should arrive at a point where the idea is for everybody to be satisfied. There are certain things that women can do that men cannot even think of doing. And it goes the other way around too. So it is a long debate for equity and equality. And I'm not even sure that this class can house that kind of very wide debate. But for a society to develop, equal rights should be promoted for all genders. It may not be in the sense of 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, but every gender should have the same rights. Even this lifting of cement we are talking about, the day that a lady stands up and say, I am strong enough, I want to lift cement, nobody should stop her from doing it. Let it be that she's the one that will say, Kai, this cement had me, or I cannot carry again. But if there is an opportunity, let it be opened equally for every gender. I think that is the number one thing there. Nobody should be sidelined. Because I am a man, I am not allowed to do this. Or because I am a woman, I am not allowed to do this. It should be put away completely. So we should have laws that will stop people from being discriminated on. You don't demean people because of who they are, because of where they come from, because they are males, because they are females. You know, most times you are driving and somebody just drives, let me say, rough beside you. You look around and you see that the person is a woman. Say, and a woman she be. Is it not? So it is women that do not know how to drive. It is women that drive rough. So by nature, we have a way of just discriminating against people. But we are saying that we should have laws, and these laws should be enforced so that every person can be treated fairly. And then finally, issues of then gender-based violence should be addressed appropriately. I think it's a key aspect of it. We should not be hurting our fellow gender, maybe because we are stronger than them. We have strong ladies that beat their husbands now. That is another gender-based violence on its own level. So when we talk of GBV, it is not only for men that beat their wives. So most times men, if they want to marry now, they consider so many things. You even look at the muzzle of the woman, and then you are asking yourself, if anything happens, are you able to cope? Are you able to at least resist this woman to a point and things like that? So for us to develop socially, we should look at our gender, treat people equally, do away with laws that will lead to discrimination, tackle gender-based violence the best we can, so that every person is comfortable in the society. Rosemary, don't you think that women have muscle? Yeah, sometimes you just look at their muscle, you have to think twice.
We have muscles,
You
so
have to think twice. Women have muscle. You know, there are
seriously,
sometimes you just be telling women that you'll be warning them, I'll beat you, I will beat you, but you'll never do it because you know that if you start it, you'll not be able to end it. So there are women that have muscles. You just have to take it easy before you embarrass yourself in the name
some
of
are
trying to beat
transgender.
your wife or something like that. Some are transgender.
We're
Well,
not talking about the
that is
transgender
very
ones.
true.
The transgenders are not natural, so
That is very. They are not natural.
they are not.
Who is not natural?
Transgender is what my understanding of. Okay, sir. I'm hearing.
If that is how God has created them, how will you say they are not natural? Yes. If God has created them that way, how will you say they are not natural? They didn't create themselves now. Well, I was just looking at the chat.
They are not
I think it
natural.
is true. Jennifer posted that some women can be beating their husbands and still be shouting and crying for help. I think I have heard that kind of story. The
Yeah, it
woman was
happens.
shouting, till they broke the door and see her sitting on the husband and pounding him. You know.
Yes.
So somebody is asking, is there any woman that can beat a man? Well, I don't know. Jennifer have answered him already, so let me not answer. So by and large, we should try to ensure that we treat people fairly. Every
Yes.
person gets what they deserve, not because they are men, because they are women. I
Yes.
think we have 2 or 3 of these points to look at. And my fear is that we are always running out of time. But even if we finish with environmental strategies today, we will just look at political and technological, and then we are up. We can round up by tomorrow morning, if you permit me. So, if we leave social, we go to our environment. How do we make our environment better such that we can arrive at development? Number one, like we said earlier, our resources should be managed sustainably. And when we say it is sustainable, it means that we should use our resources today with our tomorrow in mind. We use our natural resources in a way that meets our current needs without compromising future generations. So whatever it is we are doing to our environment, let us have tomorrow in mind. Let us know some people are coming after us, and we should leave something that is sustainable for them to work on and to build on. So another thing we should pay attention to, like we talked about climate change the other time, is to develop measures that can mitigate and adapt to climate change. I hope we know that there are 2 things, mitigation and adaptation. They look similar, but they are actually different. When you are mitigating, you are reducing. When you are mitigating climate change, you are doing things to reduce climate change. But when you are adapting to climate change, it means you are accepting climate change the way it is and taking measures to live with it. So these are 2 things, but the 2 of them are very important. We must reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and we should find a way to adapting to the impact of climate change. A lot is said about renewable energy and infrastructures that are resilient to climate change and things like that. Those are areas we can pay attention to, and we hope that it makes our environment better for all of us. We also mentioned biodiversity conservation the other time, where somebody was asking what biodiversity is. Bio is life. Diversity is just like plenty, everything that has to do with life. So whatever has life should be protected. Our ecosystem, that is the environment where living things stay, should be protected. Our species of animals, our plants should be protected. We should establish protected areas, conservation laws, and laws that will promote sustainable land use should be promoted so that we make use of our land better and we are able to ensure that our environment is safe for ourselves and for the generation that is not far from us. They are just behind us. They are not far. Then finally, on environmental strategies, we are telling ourselves that we need to control pollution by any means. We should be able to manage our waste better. We don't litter the whole place. We don't make our environment uninhabitable because we are looking at development. We must find a way to reduce pollution, regulate industrial emissions, promote recycling. I think recycling is already taking root in some places and it is yielding results. Some of these are polythenes, some of these plastic that we see around. It can be recycled. It can be used to make something that will be beneficial to all of us. So we should support clean technology
Well, let's see the
initiatives.
slide now.
Sorry, say
It
you
has
can't see
come
my
on, sir.
slide.
Thank
Okay. So we should battle controlling pollution by any means. Keep our environment clean, keep our environment safe, recycle what we can recycle, and have regulations that cautions our industries when it comes to releasing of these gases and emissions that are harmful to us and then to our environment. I am thinking that this is a good place to leave it for today. And tomorrow will not be as long as this because I just have the early parts of tomorrow to be with us. I will speak with Dr. Alex Ochalibe to pick it up from where I will drop tomorrow. But if there are questions on what we have said so far, I can quickly take before we call it a day. I hope the question will not be on gender equality and gender equity again, because that will make the debate long and will not leave here today. So if there are questions, I will be happy to take. Tete Emmanuel, I see your hand is up. Let me take you.
Good afternoon, class. So the question I want to ask is about what are the infrastructures that are put in place to prevent climate change?
Infrastructure that we put in place to prevent climate change?
Yes, what you talk.
When
yes,
we are
sir.
talking about preventing, when we are talking about climate change, it's not like an infrastructure that we'll put in place. We are only interested in what we do that can trigger climate change. So it may not be infrastructure the way you may have placed it, but we look at our activities. We look at what we do. Are we cutting down trees? Let us stop it. Are we burning fossil fuels? Let us stop it. Are the emissions from our cars becoming too much? There are places where, because
the reason
they
why
want
I
to
asked the
combat
question is
climate change,
based on the definition of what climate change was about. That was why I asked that question.
yeah, because it's not something you can stop. You can only, we say you can mitigate. And then you can adapt to it. All right. So you mitigate and then you try to adapt to what you cannot change. I think that will do for climate change. We just watch what we do, make sure we do it better and things like that. Thanks for that question. I hope it is satisfactory. Miriam Adamu, your hand is up.
Okay, sir.
Let me take you.
Yes, sir. I was going to contribute to in the area of pollution control. We should also look at converting of waste to wealth and how do we achieve that? For example, in our abattoirs, like all this burning of bones and all that, we can also convert those bones to jewelry, other things like artwork and all that. And in the area of nylon, plastic bottles, they can be converted to something new. Whether those containers can be converted to nylon, to robes, artwork, and other things. So we should also begin to look at how can we convert our waste to wealth. Thank you, sir.
Hi, thank you so much. It's a wonderful input. So all of this, I think it goes around recycling. We should find a way to ensure that we recycle. It's not everything that is a waste, because even when we call it a waste and we are throwing it away, we are causing more damage. So we'll see what we can recycle, what we can change, what we can make to be better. And as we do that, we are keeping our environment clean, and we are also producing something that will be beneficial. Tete, your hand is still up. Is it the former hand or the new hand?
No, the former hand, sir.
Okay, it's the former hand. Okay, I was thinking your hand will pain you. So if you don't drop the hand now, your hand will begin to pain you, and I don't want your hand to be hanging up like that. All right. Thank you so much. From the look of things, I don't know if there are inputs that we still need to take, and if there are no questions, you would permit me to call it a class for today. This is already 1 minute to 2. We will meet tomorrow again by 10 and see how we round up. All right. Jennifer,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you too. I saw your message on the
Thank
chat.
you very much,
Thanks
sir.
to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Thank you
Thank you
all. I
very
am
much,
so
sir.
grateful.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you, sir.
Thank you very much,
I
sir.
wish you same. Thank you so much. All
Thank you
right, so
very
we'll
much.
see you tomorrow by 10. All right, God bless
Yes,
you
All
all.
right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir.
All a day ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
afternoon, class.
Good afternoon.
Hey,
Good
good
afternoon, class.
afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if the name of our WhatsApp groups are conflicting, because it looks like some people, when they want to comment, they don't know the difference between the official WhatsApp group and the only students WhatsApp group. Do we suggest that we should change the name of our student WhatsApp group? Is it conflicting for anybody?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so do you have a name suggestion?
And we can add like maybe student group to MSC social sustainability.
Like
think
I
if you add
said,
something
the aim is for us
student
to
group.
discuss personal things there, ask any kind of question we want, so that when we go to the main group, we are looking very smart. We act very smart.
Auntie Gloria, please, why did you go to the market? She forget, I swear. I go late. Oh God. I already planned them the kids now. No, my eyes she go cry. She go cry like this. Go change for chair. 7 million times. Holy comes with that. Doesn't say is allowed. You know the rich here. Auntie avec. Okay, let them pay you. But you want to play too. Only people say, Gloria, no start like